coffee. This is even my first sip. Yesterday I cheated a little bit because I ended up with my coffee early, and that's why I ran the show early, because I wanted my coffee. Because it took less time to get up and get everything situated that I wanted, or that I was planning on. Some circles under my eyes. Hard to tell. Can't tell if that's a shadow or not. It's weird without the facial hair. I had to shave my neck yesterday because just there was no contrast between my neck and my head and my feet. I didn't like it. So, yeah, we're on time today. 6:30. I'm at another Dunkin' parking lot with more Wi-Fi troubles. I don't understand why public Wi-Fi works nowhere. My car is in need of cleaning. This is what happens when you live in it. Literally live in it. Last night was my last night of vacation. I'll go on my adventures today, and I will spend the night at home in bed. And I'm looking forward to that. Very much looking forward to that, actually. I miss my house. I miss my cat. I miss my bed. I miss my shower. Now, not that I haven't showered. I've showered multiple times. I haven't gone swimming. That was one of the things on the list. There were a couple things on the list that haven't happened. Swimming, hiking, and going to the aquarium. I am going to the aquarium today. I would have hiked yesterday, but it was cold and rainy. And I ended up having a really good day. I've seen a couple movies, actually, on vacation. A couple days ago, I watched Angel Has Fallen with Gerard Butler and Morgan Freeman. It was great. Morgan Freeman should be president. Like, just flat out, Morgan Freeman should be president. Like, legitimately president. Not for political reasons, but because I think that we've been conditioned to think of him as presidential for so long. I think he should run for president, just because I'm curious to see what people would think. I suspect that for most of the country, they would pick. Jordan says, why not? Exactly. I think most of the country, because we're so divided and we're so politicized, and I'm not going to, I promise this won't turn into a political discussion, but most people would pick, the person they want, a person from your party. I can't even handle saying this. Bottom line, I think Morgan Freeman would be everyone's second choice. So I think that I think that would work. And then last night I drove to an IMAX theater and watched Spider-Man Far From Home, which was phenomenal. So much better than I expected. I expected it to be okay. It was great. A lot of really funny one-liners in there. Marissa Tomei was awesome. I thought one of the weakest I thought Samuel L. Jackson was probably the weakest throughout. There were some parts where he was just really stiff, but the movie was great. Action was great. Plot was different, which I appreciate. So, good movie. If you're all a fan of the Marvel stuff, check it out. And it reminded me, I haven't seen the third Avengers. Because it's so long. It's like 3 hours long. I'm going to have to do it in bits. So, yeah. If I remember correctly, I got yesterday's show out for everyone. Pretty sure I did. Jordan saying just do it, which I'm assuming is not a Nike endorsement, but rather an encouragement for Avengers. Pretty sure I got this show out in audio yesterday. I did because I had to do all the that's right, I sat at a Whole Foods and did this. Yesterday was a Monday, and so we had a More Schwartz radio episode with Mr. Joseph Conway, who many of you know as the guy who gets kicked in the groin a lot from Master Ken. Great guy. Had a lot of fun. That episode's done well, so check that out if you haven't. I'm probably not going to drop this episode out into audio today. I mean, I'm probably going to do that tomorrow. There are some of you who listen to this in audio, and admittedly, that's secondary. This is a video show. So, it is what it is. All right, question time. Oh, and hot coffee on my hand time. If you want to ask me a question for me to answer on the next episode, you can ask me at below. Drop the questions below. It's a place to do it. Yeah. All right. So first question was, and I don't have a tablet because I have the tablet, but I just keep forgetting to take it out before I do the show, and I don't feel like I'm packing the car to get it. Had to do with the zoo and what was my favorite part of the zoo? I think bottom one. The elephants. There's something about elephants. So, for those of you that don't know, my last real vacation prior to this was back in 2013. I've taken a lot of long weekends and everything, but in 2013 I went to the Galapagos Islands for 12 days and had the opportunity to hang out with seals and sea lions and tortoises and just had a great time. And I came back from that trip not knowing what else to do. What else did I want? What else? Good morning, Casper. What else did I want? What was on my bucket list? And what kept coming up was elephants and this idea of going to Southeast Asia and seeing elephants, not Africa. Good morning, Frank. Friday was the first time I had the opportunity to see elephants in person. They're awesome. They're phenomenal animals. They're massive. And it felt like hanging out with a modern dinosaur. They're just so big. And watching them use their trunk and everything, I just want to pet an elephant. That's really what it comes down to. So I'm gonna go to Thailand and pet an elephant at some point. Second to that, I just like taking pictures. I like taking pictures of animals. I don't like taking pictures of people. Animals are number one. Interesting outdoor spaces is two. I'm not a good photographer, but I do enjoy it. And there were a lot of opportunities for taking great photos. And that's kind of what the theme of this extended weekend has been. I'm going to bring my camera into the aquarium today, take pictures there. It's going to be hard to get good pictures because photos through glass is tough, but that's okay. I don't care. It's going to be a good time. Second question was, second question was, how do you feel about supplementing martial arts with yoga? I think it's awesome. I think yoga's great. I have this vision, I'll share it on this show with you guys, that I don't know that I'll ever put the time into. For a couple reasons. One, I don't have it right now. Two, I don't want to be seen as competing with other martial arts schools. But I can see this interesting blend of resistance training and cardiovascular conditioning, traditional martial arts, yoga, and primal movement. Basically, I can imagine taking a CrossFit class and smushing it together with a martial arts class with some yoga. And if you don't know what primal movement is, you can look up MovNat, M-O-V-N-A-T. And I think that would check all the boxes for people. Because martial arts is great, but one of the things martial arts does not do well is combat the anterior dominance, the front dominance of our lifestyle, because anything that involves fighting is going to orient you in that way. You're not going to put your back to things. And yeah, there's some side stuff going on, but because most of our lives are anterior dominated, we tend to end up with these tight backs and tight hamstrings. And if you watch a good number of people who think they can kick high in order to get their foot up, do this. They dip their head. Why do they dip their head? Because they're releasing the tension through their back because they're so tight. It drives me nuts. Drives me nuts. So I think to work on that flexibility and those movement patterns to help people gain some muscle, to make them a little bit healthier. You know, martial arts is great, but martial arts is not the most effective tool for flexibility. Martial arts is great. It's not the most effective tool to make someone stronger. So I think if you combine all of these things, you end up with something pretty awesome. Last question of the day. How do you feel about learning martial arts from video stuff? I have mixed feelings. Okay. So first off, I believe really strongly that any martial arts is better than no martial arts. If you, let's say you live out in the middle of nowhere in Siberia and you have internet, but there's no martial arts school around you, and your options are to learn from the internet or not at all, learn from the internet. If you have a foundation of knowledge from other martial arts and you're watching videos to enhance or diversify your knowledge, I think that can work pretty well. I think where people get into trouble is forgetting that an important part of martial arts education is working with other people, being corrected by other people, teaching other people, testing what you're doing against other people, whether you call that sparring or something different, and having that back and forth. Martial arts as we practice it today came from group, kind of militaristic philosophies. There's rank, there are people lined up, there is a lot of formality. And I'm not being critical, I think this is wonderful stuff. But you lose a lot of that. And in losing that, I think you're losing a lot of the personal development stuff. Even forget about the technique. Let's assume you could learn the technique just as well by not doing it with other people. So I think martial arts videos are great for supplementing what you're already doing. If it's the only thing you can do, fine. But my hope is that people are not choosing qualified group instruction or choosing videos over qualified group instruction, because that would be a bummer. Okay, so those are our questions today. Now what's up today? I'm in New Hampshire right now. I'm headed down to Boston to the New England Aquarium. I've never been there. I'm gonna go check that out. I'm gonna stop at the gym and work out on the way. Yeah. Maybe I'll go to the gym. No. I gotta do something. Aquarium doesn't open until 9. It's not even 7. Takes an hour to get there. I can go somewhere to have breakfast. I don't know. I'm gonna work out either now or later. Have a good day, Jordan. And then I'll go home. And I'm looking forward to being home. So I hope you all have a fantastic day. I'm not giving you homework today. Homework will start back up tomorrow. I'm on vacation. I'm not going to give people homework while I'm on vacation. That feels funny. So Jordan says do it twice now than later. Probably not. Probably not. You know what's funny? I've had more steps on this thing on vacation than when I'm not. Think about that. I like to move. Yesterday was the first time I think I broke 15,000 steps on this. My real goal, so I'll share a concept with you guys in lieu of homework. I think I've shared this before. So when I was in Galapagos, if you don't know anything about that environment, they don't have a lot of food being imported. Or they don't have a lot of food growing. They have to import everything. And it's coming in by ship. So they've got to be really careful about what they're bringing in. What are they bringing in? A lot of cheese, a lot of wheat, a lot of beer. What do they eat primarily? Fish. When I was there, I wasn't eating fish. I was a strict vegetarian. There were some eggs. And other than eggs, I was eating a lot of pizza, drinking a lot of beer. I'd get up, I'd fill my pack with stuff, go off for the day, come back, and I was doing the math, and I was averaging 8 to 10 miles a day. I lost 10 pounds. I ate a lot of food. So I started doing some research. The latest iteration, assuming you believe in evolution, the latest iteration of human being that we are, adapted to about 10 miles of walking a day. There's something very healthy, something very restorative about walking. And I believe that if all of us got to roughly 20,000 steps, which is for most of us about 10 miles, we would see a lot of health concerns fall away. It's not about burning calories. It's not, I mean, yes, there's part of that, but it's not about cardiovascular stuff. Walking is therapy. So the more steps I've got on this, bottom line, the better I feel. And that's why I bought this little $40 one, because I don't care about the features of anything else. I don't need a Fitbit. I just need it to tell me how many steps have I taken. So there's a little bonus. All right, I'm gonna go and figure out what I'm doing for my day. I hope you have a fantastic day. Go check out that episode with Mr. Conway if you haven't, and I will see you tomorrow live from my house. Take care. Peace.